taken it more seriously than perhaps I did some of the other fights. I've always been one of those fighters that sort of relied on their talent. Even though I do work hard, I've worked very hard. It's been no secret, you can just tell by looking at me on the scales, looking at me in the ring. I've always been quite fleshy, and that kind of dictates to the fact, obviously, that my diet weren't the cleanest. I mean, I've got the same genes as my brothers, and look how he gets shredded up, do you know what I mean? So, but yeah, I've taken it seriously. I've had a long run up to this.
All right, same again, keep speed. Let's go, push. Nice, good. Jab, let's go, push. Nice, good. Again, up.
He's always trained hard, but his weak point, as you say, is his food. You know, he'll make no secrets of his diet wasn't the best, but I always said to him sort of from about 6 months ago, I was like, look, when you get a big fight, I'll do all your food for you and stuff like that. And he remembered. So when this fight was announced, it was me cooking all his meals, making sure he was eating well, and as I say, from his body. Not that bodies are a deciding factor in a fight, but it obviously is a sign of the hard work he's putting in, and he's in a good place.
Obviously, to reach the elite, to reach the top scheme, you have to apply yourself and dedicate yourself, and I feel like I genuinely have done that this time. No eating Monster Munch 2 weeks out of fights like I've been guilty of before, and I need to be 12-round fit, and not just 12-round fit, but 12-round strong, and that comes from not just your training, but your diet as well. I need to make sure the tank's full going in there, not running them half. Moruti is the world #1, and the knockout record to prove it, and the knockout wins over some great fighters, albeit early in their career. But this is also early in my career when you think about it. I've been a pro, 4 or 5 years? I mean, it's very hard to have a long career like he has and be unbeaten for how long he has and be avoided like he has. Let's be real. This will be his 9th, 10th title defence or something along those lines, and in 2 reigns. And he's never had a unification fight. Bear in mind, he's often the away fighter. Look, he's coming over to a Frank Warren show in London, my home city. He's like a world-level journeyman, except he doesn't lose, do you know what I mean? He don't mind going to any corner of the world to fight before. Japan, Philippines, America, he'll go anywhere. Absolutely anywhere he'll go. Yeah, all the other world champions have always heavily avoided him. Why is that? Even at this late stage, twilight stage of his career, he's still heavily avoided. I see him as the #1 in the division. The Ring magazine see him as the #1 in the division. And I'm trying to be the #1 in the division, that's it. I've often thought I was world class. And I do think I'm world class, and I feel like this is the time to prove it. Yeah, over 10, 12 rounds, I'm a very hard puzzle to try and piece together. And I think his experience and the amount of years of having a routine and a pattern of what boxing is meant to be like and what boxing is like. I'm not going to try and stop the immovable object. I'm going to try and dance around him and keep him contained and have him dancing at my fiddle and doing what I want to do. That's how I've beat Asomba, I beat Farag, I beat Granados, I beat Guerreros. That's how I beat everyone. And because I'm constantly changing my rhythm, changing my patterns of movement, it's hard for someone to suss me out in just 36 minutes. Maybe if you give someone 50, 60, 70 rounds of sparring with me, it's getting closer and closer and closer by the later spars, because they're learning some of the things I do. If I give someone 36 minutes and they really struggle, especially when they know time's on my side. You know, if I get that early lead, which I pretty much do every time I come out, then I've got them chasing the fight. It'll be a 20-foot ring and I can disappear in there. How many fighters can do that? I put him in a box. And that's what I'm going to try and do with the best in the division. If I can do it with him, then who can't I do it against? As long as you know what you're doing right by yourself and by your family, and you're going in the way that you want to go, that should be enough. Too many people rely their happiness on other people's words and responses. With me, I think I'm luckily enough that, don't get me wrong, I appreciate when people, I don't know, send time to send you nice messages, or, you know, get out the ring and then you've got former world champions singing praise, likening me to all the best fighters that have ever lived. But I understand that's just promotion, it sounds good, do you know what I mean? I'm not no Prince Naz, I'm not no Lomachenko, I've never tried to be, I never will be. I'm Sonny Edwards, and we'll see how far that goes. So, all the hyperbole and comparisons, yeah, it sounds good, but the only conversations that we have that are worth listening to when we get in the ring, that's it.
I mean, you've got Charlie's belt on the wall over there. It'd be quite nice to have yours alongside it.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be good for the gym as well. I mean, Grant's had me for a long time as well. I moved with Grant when I was 18, when I first went to Sheffield after I went to university. And he's put in a lot of hours with me. Do you know what I mean? A hell of a lot. Improved me massively, you know, matured me massively, and sort of armed me with the style I have today. I mean, I always had quite an elusive, moving and negative style was probably the way people describe me through the amateurs, but he's sort of turned me into a fighter that's positive. It's a time at the moment where us as British fight fans, we haven't got too many people to celebrate on the world level. We haven't. It's just a fact right now. I mean, a few years ago we had about 14, 15, and now we're down to what, 5 or 6. So hopefully I add to that and give the British fans another fighter to be excited about.